Hola.
Where'd the video go?
I don't know.
I don't either. It disappeared early. All right, hang on.
What?
Hello and welcome to the Otter's Den. Grab your favorite beverage and snacks, grab a seat, and delve into the known and the unknown. We have shows every other Monday and every other Monday. Let me explain. One Monday, Joni and I discuss the current astrology, how it affects us both on personal, countrywide, and global scales, and then how to navigate through it all to improve our overall quality of life. The next Monday, Jan and Renee join me as we discuss, well, everything. This includes the paranormal, cryptids, psychic abilities, hauntings, attachment, possessions, aliens, abductions, self-help, life coaching, mental health, personal health, and the list goes on. Thank you in advance for joining us. Now, it's time to sit back and enjoy. I don't know what is going on in the most dangerous way.
I don't know, but wasabi.
Wasabi you.
I am working on getting this shared out here.
Same.
I just sit here because I've already done my sharing out.
Good girl.
Wasabi. See, look at little Funyuns.
Oh, I love mini Funyuns.
Mini Funyuns. I'm gonna have a Funyun forever. No, we are not. We are not sponsored by, but we would like to be. We'd like to be.
Sure, absolutely. I know it's quiet, but I can rub my head and pat my tummy and chew gum at the same time, but I can't share out and talk at the same time.
Same thing, because I have to make sure I click the right ones I want to share us to, not something.
So, it is Monday.
Yes, it is Monday.
Yes, it is.
And you know, honestly, that is kind of difficult sharing to a group.
Sometimes it is.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It is Monday, people.
Monday.
Monday for us here in the Southwest kind of blew in at like 65 mile per hour gusts.
Happy freaking Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's just So yeah, I spent the morning blowing dust off the porches.
Nice.
And finding where everything in my yard went. Because if it didn't blow away, it's covered underneath sand.
Dirt.
So basically, you had to dig yourself out too, probably.
Yep. Oh, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. You know what? But sand's a hell of a lot easier to deal with than snow.
Yeah.
We had a shit ton up here this year.
I mean, I blow in this, the sand off the porch, and so the color is kind of a little different than the dirt that's already on the ground. But you know what? It mixes.
Yeah,
that works.
Snow, you run out of places to put things. Here in the desert, never.
No comment.
Well, welcome to windy season in the Southwest.
No comment.
I love when you open up your weather app and it has like the running and the air quality and it's all red. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's us for about a month. We call him Habib.
Habib?
Boo-boo.
Boo-boo.
And if you don't like him, you can roll out with him.
All right. I have got my sharing done.
So, yeah. So here in the Southwest, I'd just like to mention we are in tumbleweed migration.
With the tumbleweeds.
People buy those things on eBay and like.
Really?
Yeah.
You do what with them? Put them in as decoration in your yard? Why would you want that in your yard?
I think some place in Texas has like the biggest tumbleweed competition, and then they build something out of tumbleweeds all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess.
People use them for decorations for that authentic Southwestern feel. Well, let me do something. Let me blow a whole bunch of dry heat in with a whole bunch of fucking blowing sand.
Yeah.
Call it home.
Well, yes.
I had to blow my plants off. I couldn't find my plants underneath all the sand.
Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of sand.
It is. So there's my optimistically, positively like rant on the bullshit of dirt.
Yeah.
Ow! Don't mind me. I went to the chiropractor after work.
Oh boy.
I'm a hurting unit.
You're a hurting unit?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Not that unit.
So.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Keith.
Yes.
Unfortunately, due to sick circumstances, I missed the show last Monday that you had with Joni. What is the charts saying? Because it's been off the chart.
You think I can remember all that stuff? I can't remember all that stuff.
But you can check it back in our archive on our YouTube channel on the Otter's Den. It's like I did this for a living a long time ago.
In a nutshell, at least at that time, I don't know if it's still accurate or not, but there were 6 planets in line in Aries along with Chiron. And I believe Mars got hit twice with a huge solar flare. So you've got the planetary alignment in Aries. The moon was in Aries. So there's a lot of Aries energy. There's other stuff there's all kinds of shit happening up there. It's like she says, what the is happening in the universe now? It's a lot, but it's to help us. Next coming month, there's going to be a lot more truths and information coming out about things with the GOV and people hiding stuff. It's not going to be hidden anymore. That's in your personal lives too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it can be a little difficult to navigate.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense with what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Okay. Tomorrow, speaking of Aries and Aries being aligned with Aries, my little Aries, Miles, turned 4.
That's a good number.
That's a big number. It's not a whole hand.
Right.
But we are working on that whole hand.
Yes, that's a goal.
It is. It's a goal. Yep. So happy early birthday to my grandson. I'm pretty excited.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah, and he definitely represents Aries. Which is funny because his daddy's an Aries. Oh. And his grandpa's or his papa is an Aries. So yeah, it's interesting. Whole lot of Aries.
That's a lot of Aries.
That's a lot of Aries.
I know. I had how many of them?
I have an Aries moon, I think. That's all I have, I think. I don't know. I have to look at my chart. Then again, my chart means Greek to me because I don't know. I can't wrap around that. It's so hard to wrap around when she starts saying trining and yods and fingers of God and this guy and that guy and this chick. And I'm like, what? I'm just like, God bless her. my brain is not for that. My brain is for other things. Research, finding things and looking and saying, hey, does this affect this? And does this do this? And like, oh shit, yes, it does. For cases and stuff. So that my brain works for that. Anything else? That astrology stuff. You're lucky I know what my sun is.
I've tried to read my chart. I've taken her classes that she does every month with my chart in hand, right in front of me, and I'm still lost.
And then she talked about houses, and I'm like,
and she knows that, so she's got a copy of my chart right next to her when we're doing the show.
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate what she does.
Yes.
And we'll need to get her your information. I finally remembered to talk to her about it. Finally. Okay. She is interested in coming on with us and doing your birth charts.
Oh, this will be interesting.
On the show.
It'll see how much of a real bitch I am. We have a ticker.
I ain't saying nothing.
And we're 11 minutes in, so I'm way past the time of them booting us. So haha.
We're fucking good then.
All right.
Is there anybody out there? Says 2 people are watching. Who's watching? Who's with us?
It ain't me.
Tell us who you are.
Yeah. Why are you hiding in the shadows? Come to the light. Come to the light.
Come into the light.
So, while we wait for them.
Yes.
I talked to you guys earlier about mentioning this. I have a good friend, Stephanie. And she has been put through the ringer the past month. While my son was up there visiting them, she went in and with a high blood pressure, and they sent her home. And a couple of days later, she was being escorted out, and she was in emergency surgery for a brain bleed.
Oh.
She's recovering great.
Good.
She's such a trooper. But there's 2 people well, 3 really, that kind of had to take a lot of time off. So I know, anything helps. So I'm going to, or are you going to, Keith? You probably do a better job at it than me.
I'm on it.
Put her information in, and, if anything, go to my page. I have it posted on my page too. Any little bit helps. And she means the world to us here at this house. I met them a couple of years ago on an investigation, and we got to spend the weekend together and share the same place. Everybody usually goes to their own hotel room and everything else, right? Yep. Well, we got to share a house together. So it was a blast. It was fun and made friends. And she is the reason why I'm sitting here. Her Jackie and Adrian. So I wish I could do more.
Yeah. Well, prayer is always the best. When you can't be there physically. Remember, because there is no such thing as distance.
That.
So, and prayer does wonders. Hi, Denise.
Hey, Denise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good seeing you.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited. She goes in the 29th. So
cool.
Get that skull back, and hopefully it's a fast, quick recovery, and everything goes smooth. And we get back to investigating.
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be interesting because she had a piece of her skull removed. How it might have her investigation.
Well, and she was so close to death.
You know what I mean? I think that sometimes that's what woke me up totally. So was when I died after my heart attack on the table. We were doing the testing.
Yep.
So, and then again, I'm like, with my gallbladder.
Kind of the same way with me. You know, when I got my car accident and I'm standing outside looking at my body going, now what?
Yep.
That woke me up a little bit. And I decided, you know what? It's about time to find out why all this crazy shit's happening to me and to my family.
Yeah.
And so that's when I really started looking into things and trying to start learning.
Yep. It's the best thing to do.
I woke up, but I'm not woke.
Yeah.
I woke up. There's different. I'm shut up.
No. It's like I always tell everybody, like how there's the veil, and it's kind of like with us. There's like, you know, a curtain, and you see through the curtain because you're seeing it, but you're behind it.
Yes.
You know, it's like it has to be knocked away somehow. You know,
you're watching yourself. You're watching yourself in your own play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pretty much.
That's always that you're sitting with the audience now watching.
Yep.
You know, because you can't see yourself, you can't hear yourself truly. You know, you can't do these things, and now you get to see. I wonder if actors feel weird watching themselves on screen.
Well, a lot of them, like, you know, when they go to their opening night or, you know, their premiere night, a lot of them don't. I was surprised. A lot of them don't stay. Like, they'll do all the press and they'll do all that stuff, and then like they either won't go in and sit down, or they just take off, like, you know, go get something to eat, and then they come back and they do the press junket, because you know how that on the way out too. So there's a lot of people that don't like to do that. There's a lot of them out there, which I was surprised at, thinking Hollywood being vain capital of the world.
When I finally got to watch my movie I was in the theater, it was kind of weird.
It is,
but it was kind of cool at the same time. You know, when my character finally got on the show, I'm like, hey, that's me. That's me.
And I'm like, ooh, I'm glad he's on my side, not the other side, because I go, oh, if that's so.
Interesting fact.
Yes.
You know, we did the needle thing in the neck. You know, I'm jumping up behind the couch, jamming it in there, you know, and that's the quote scary moment. But anyway, about 6 months later, there were 3 other TV shows that used the exact same thing. Dexter used it. There was 2 more. I can't remember which ones they were, but you know, I told son of a bitch,
Cheryl.
Yes, thank you, Cheryl, about it. And she's like, they stole my idea. We should sue them. I'm like, well, did you copyright it?
Exactly. And that's like you know, like almost like a known jump scare, because you don't know, you know, think about it. How many times you sit there and you're sitting on the couch and you're like watching, you know, lights are off, you're watching a scary movie.
Yeah.
And you look over and you're like, is there somebody in the kitchen? Wait, is there somebody behind me? Because you're waiting for that jump scare. So they always use that.
Yeah. Yeah. And if anybody is interested, they are still available. Get a hold of me. I'll get you in touch with Cheryl, and we can get you hooked up.
Yep.
It's a little slow to start, but when I hop on, it picks up. Just saying.
Yep.
Yes, Cheryl, if you're watching, I'm being a smart ass.
With the big cliffhanger at the end.
Yes.
So
just watch out for white vans and water heaters. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know if I could ever do anything like that.
I was the white van driver.
That said free hugs. And free candy, kid, with a puppy. Stranger danger, remember that. Just say no.
Yeah. And when if you see a couple people, you know, wheeling a water heater out on a 2-wheeler out of a house, just You might wonder what the hell's in there. Just
And
saying.
you want to know what's funny? Because I'm laughing. So I ran into our soup here yesterday, and I'm like, what are you here? Oh, that's not a good sign to see you here, because that means time and a half. That means something broke or something's wrong. He's like, 4 water heaters went. So there were water heaters getting out. So, and I automatically looked at Kelly and went, is he hiding bodies in the water heater? Like, that's a really good way to get him out. I'm like,
It is. Well, I mean, it would be. Well,
I mean,
well, depending if you don't, if you have like one of the little small ones, that wouldn't be a good one. But
I'd be screwed in the fifth wheel.
you gotta make smaller pieces. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just take it to your local
Recycling center.
recycling plant, and it's their problem.
Yeah. Why is it so heavy? It's probably got a bunch of rust in it. Oh, okay.
Okay.
That'd be true for here. We could probably get away with that here.
Anyway, not that like we're serial killers or anything, or
No, you know what? I'm not, and I'm not one of those women that watch Snapped and stuff like that. I'm not. I can't.
I'm proud of myself. I got help before I got there.
I mean, I'll demolish a box of,
I mean, there is an episode of the Otter's Den where you are stabbing a box of cereal. So I mean, technically,
I did. I went and grabbed a.
Technically, you did one. So you're not cereal,
and I.
Yes. So
right through this box.
Yes. So technically, yes.
I remember that. Nobody could believe I did it. I'm like, what? It's a box of cereal.
It's a box of cereal. That's what? It's not like it was a live chicken.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No.
You get
Hey, Ozzy.
Take the bat.
He actually thought that was a rubber bat. That's why he did it.
Yep. But he was high as a kite, though. Come on. He was on something or a lot of things. And he just said, oh, wait a minute. This is crunchy.
Can you imagine Ozzy going to the pearly gates? St. Peter, he'd be like, listen.
But here's the thing, and then you have like Lemmy meeting him. I mean, hey, if they let me, and hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, Matt.
Hey,
thanks for popping on, buddy.
Yes, Matt.
Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.
The paranormal consultant, also a member of Global Ghost Hunt. Go sign up for your team. Go sign up for this October.
Yeah, I gotta mention that to Christy.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's great if you like one of those people that like to sit and watch investigating and watch different teams and how they work and different places, and it's a good time. It really is. Raymond was also a part of it. They actually have an award in his honor.
Nice.
For his best team.
Thank you for that.
Yes. It's going to be so whoever gets the best evidence.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like
that.
that.
It's the Raymond Newsom Legacy Award. So,
a new friend of mine that I met at the Stevenson Building here when we were investigating this weekend sent me an EVP she caught, and it is good. We're using like cat balls, and she's got a music box thing, and it says, "What does that sound like?"
Oh,
just plain as day. What does that sound like?
Oh, so that means Class A.
And then a couple seconds after that, another male voice says "Dad," and then at the end of the recording, you can hear where somebody actually tries to pick the recorder up. You know how when you pick it up, it rustles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, none of us did that.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty active that night.
I'm just excited that somebody went through their evidence.
I have an issue with that these days. I took my voice recorder. I did not get it out. I took my video cameras. I did not get them out because I knew, Keith, you're not going to go over this evidence. It's going to sit there on your computer for 3 years, and you're not going to go through it. Reason being, I used to sit at the computer for 8 hours to go over a 2 or 3 hour video or audio recording.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it caused issues in my relationship. You know, they said it was okay, but in reality, it was not okay. I wish the truth would have been told, but I should have seen it at the same time. But now that don't have my dark passenger with me, it's difficult for me to sit down for more than 10 or 15 minutes on a computer. There's other stuff I got to do.
That's why I've always said the people that do that can leave a location, and I get it because you get that paranormal hangover, but you also have that paranormal. I like to call it a paranormal high, right? You know, like your endorphins and your adrenaline's pumping, and like when Bobby Mackey's, like when we went to Bobby Mackey's, we went home. I didn't sleep, but then when I finally did fall asleep, it was like, get up. And I was like, what is going on? And I got up and ran out that freaking hotel. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because and it wasn't Kelly like that either. It was some, disembodied voice yelling, get up.
Yeah. We got done investigating. It got over at 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got home at like 2:05. It's a 5-minute drive. I walked in, after falling asleep on the couch, we're all sitting there talking and asking questions and that. And I nodded off for probably 10, 15 minutes in and out. But then once I got home, I was wide awake.
Yeah.
I think I've probably finally got to sleep at 5-ish after a few beers, just saying. But then I'm up at 9, 4 hours later. I'm like, God, I wanted to sleep till noon.
Yeah.
And I woke up at a little before 6.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had to work, I would have been able to get to work. On the weekends, that's how I judge. I normally wake up at 4:44, about 10 minutes before my alarms go off. But if I wake up at 3 or something, I was always scared to go back to sleep because I would never hear my alarms. Well, that was back then. Now I can go back to sleep and I hear my alarms.
Yeah.
So it's a transition period, but there's still that fear, of not hearing my alarm.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. That's why I always say people that do that evidence, like they've got just a mind for it. Because I will say when we used to, I mean, as soon as we left, I mean, I was now this is old school where it's like audio cassette tape. And I still use audio cassette tape because I that's my go-to. I mean, I have a digital recorder too as well, but I just like old school.
Well, and
get more stuff on old school.
A good experiment would be to have the digital and analog next to each other and compare what you get. You can do 5-minute EVP bursts.
Yep.
So you don't have 5 hours of audio to go over, and it takes you 15 to go through it. Mm-hmm. I used to take a voice recorder and turn it on and just leave it somewhere, and we're there for 4 or 5 hours. I don't do that anymore. I do EVP burst, 5 minutes, play it back with the headphones on. Hey, cool, we got something. Okay, we didn't get nothing.
Yep.
I can't. It drives me insane to go over, especially if somebody's using the ghost box.
Oh, and
the static.
the S7.
I can't take it.
I can't. I've noticed the older I've gotten, it's like nails on a chalkboard for me.
Yes.
And it like what did I miss it? Like, and then I'm like, did I miss something? And I'm like,
yeah. I did actually get my portal working. I thought the noise reduction pedal went out.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cable came unplugged about 1/16 of an inch. I went boop.
Yep. Oh, yeah, good. You know.
You good, Jan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I was going to ask you guys, what is your guys' favorite
piece of equipment?
Yeah.
Me. You know, like I said, second would be my audio. You know, my analog, old school tape recorder. I don't know. In my brain of thoughts, I think it's almost easy. I want to say it's almost easier for them.
Mm-hmm.
The technology, you know what I mean? The technology isn't as complex. Not saying that, you know, when we cross over, like we become these archaic people. We don't. I mean, I just think it's easier for them, especially if you're one of those that, like myself, like you pass away, you have that, I like to call it that Beetlejuice moment.
There's
right?
a transition period.
That transition period, right? That where you go to school, like, you know, you know, I'm not saying that like they physically are handing you, but Beetlejuice, that's how I explain it to everybody. It's like they give you that moment that you have to, you know, because you, especially if you die very fast, a tragic way, and you're like, wait, like you're sitting here, you're talking to somebody, and you get hit by a bus, and then the next thing you know, you're like, oh shit, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? And it's like you have to have that reconciliation for yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
Your own soul when you're going through it. So like there's that, you know, that transition moment. I call it that teachable moment. I also say it's, you know, people say it's that eternal sleep that you're for, you know, that you're in for like whatever, you know, because people are like, well, mom died 3 weeks ago. Well, why isn't mom communicating with me? Why isn't mom sending signs? Why isn't mom doing this? Like we had a code word. We had this.
Mom's dealing with her bullshit.
I mean, you have to, I think, you know, you have your ledger, you know, and you have red in your ledger and you have black in your ledger, and you have to like even it out. And I'm not saying like it's like you have to pay to be able to communicate, but you've got to like learn. So that's why I say you have that Beetlejuice moment where you have that book and you've got to, you know, you got to look through it. You got to peruse it, you know, and there's, you know, there's, I think also too, there's other spirits in, that's their job to greet you, especially people that didn't have family, possibly, you know, somebody or something's got to come pick you up. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? To help you transition over.
The ferryman.
You know, and then those, you know, and you're walking that road, you know, you're having that conversation. And that's the other thing I always tell everybody is our time and their time are two separate things. Like it could be 6 months here. That could be 20 years to them.
Yeah. Or, you know, 6 months here, 2 days there. We don't know which one it works. Exactly. And it could work both ways. I don't know.
What is that Robin Williams movie where she paints?
Oh, where dreams may come.
What dreams may come.
Where he walks through hell to get her because she unalives herself. It's like loosely based on like Da Vinci's Inferno.
Mm.
Oh, I love that movie.
And I tell everybody, my experience was kind of like that. You know, like you're going through levels, going through things, meeting people, meeting entities, meeting, you know, I don't know who, you know, maybe they were saying, maybe I was talking to freaking Mary Magdalene. I have no idea because I had a lot of people on my journey. Could have been. So
my experience was kind of like Patrick Swayze on Ghost. When he tries to grab something,
and it's like,
and passes right through it. I tried to open my door,
mm-hmm.
right through the handle. Well, now what?
Yeah. Yeah, like for me, it was, oh shit. It was like, oh shit, this isn't good.
Yeah. But what's weird is I wasn't mad. I wasn't sad.
Either.
It was just like, now what?
Yeah.
You know, I knew what was going on. I knew that I'm standing outside the car and that's my body in the car. And I can't open the door to try to climb back in it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about just going through the door.
Yeah, because that's like what I say, that transition moment. Like,
yeah,
can I do that? It's like, because you have that, because you're sitting there, you have to reconcile that. You're like, wait a minute, I'm here. That's my body. How okay, how do I get back?
And I got an answer. Not yet. You got work to do. And something picked me up and shoved me up back up my ass.
You know, and in my case, mine was, come here, I have things to show you.
Mm-hmm.
I have things to show you, and I have things to teach you, and I have things that you need to know, and then a decision needs to be made.
You can go here, or you can go here, or you can go back.
Yep.
I always view it as the newborn stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's the new year. When you die, you have to relearn everything all over again, right?
Yeah.
Sure do.
You know,
because when
you go in, you come in one way, you go out the same way, and then you get reborn the same way, and then you go out that way the same way, right? It is a cycle. It's a pattern.
When you're coming out that chute, your mind gets wiped, because if you remembered all of your past lives, it would fry your brain. It would fry it.
And that's where a lot of you see these younger kids. Like, I have one student in my class today that was talking, and the teacher I teach with was going, are they talking? And they're telling me, and I'm going, well, that sounds like you were in the medieval times. That sounds like, you know, kings and queens, and you're talking about high court, and you're talking about this. I'm like, oh, you know, and and the other teacher's like, she goes, you're not entertaining that. I said, actually, yes, I am. I'm letting them talk about it, because it could be a past life. Yeah. And that's where, you know, when you're going down that chute, and that's why you have that before you, that light, and that cry that you hit, and sometimes I'm going to say there's fragments that stay.
Yes.
It's a scrambled static. You scramble the static, right?
Yeah.
To make something new, and you rearrange it. That's reincarnation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that, some patterns could be the same.
Yep. It's been proven. There was this one little girl, and she kept saying that she was Cleopatra or something like that. And she described her palace and the hieroglyphics. And then she actually got to go see it after they discovered it.
Yep.
There was a little boy who had a mark on his back who kept telling everybody he got killed by a gunshot. And this is what his name was, you know, and little kid can't read. But he knew the name, and they looked up the name, and sure as shit, that guy got killed by a gunshot in the back.
Well, there was also another boy that was talking about, I was on the Titanic.
Yep.
Yeah. I was in.
Oh, they're standing up.
You know, I was in storage. I was in the in the bottom, and yep, I was on the Titanic, and this was my name. This is where, you know, what room I was in. Sure enough, shit.
Yeah.
They have the ledger, and sure as shit, there's his name on the ledger.
I wasn't on the Titanic, but I was on another ship that left Ireland. And it sank. And I tried to save my wife and couldn't. And I carried that guilt life after life to this day. Just a couple lives ago. But I actually met the person who got reincarnated
Yep.
from my wife back then, and we got to work through it and work it out. And what's interesting is, okay, I've been here before. This is what's going to happen. You know, we got brought together. Oh, hey, shiny. And then we realize, you know, this is going on. As soon as we get this worked out, you're going to disappear. Oh, bullshit. No, that's not going to happen.
Yep. Disappeared.
Guess what happened?
Disappeared.
Yep. We got it worked out and see ya. Okay. That's fine. Cool. At least I got to apologize. We got to figure out what happened, why it happened, you know, because neither one of us, you know, we had these weird feelings. We didn't know what the fuck was wrong. Well, we got to figure it out. So we got to let that go, and that made more room for new things to come in. I was also a records keeper in Egypt, and I sucked in that. They because I sucked so bad, and I suck at keeping records to this day.
I've got a stupid thing that I've always pondered. When spirits get stuck behind, they don't get to reincarnate. So what makes us reincarnate and them not?
That's always you still even in my opinion, even in spirit form, you have free will. Yes. So if it's and let's take a movie into this because I desperately we're gonna watch it over Kelly's surgery on Wednesday. The new Dracula is heavily based. I mean, it's based off of Bram Stoker, which is the 90s one with Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder. We all know that one. This one, they really go into the backstory of him and his wife and literally how he dies and he's here in America and he looks over and it's her reincarnated, and it looks really, really good. I just dragged my feet forever, but that's, I tend to think we have free will in our meat suit, so we should have free will in our spirit. Yeah. And if it's something that's nagging us, like I there's something I didn't do, there's something I didn't finish, or I have a regret that I didn't say this to this person, so let me come back. And I think a lot of people think like it's, hey, like you died when you were, 6 months ago. And it's like, oh, you died. And it's like, oh, just some random schmo on the street and you just jump in and then you can, relive your life like Freaky Friday. It doesn't happen that way. You know what I mean? You because there's no way. I don't think there's a way you could possibly do that.
There is a concept of some people that have passed and then came back a totally different person with different memories and etc. And the theory is a different spirit entered the body when that one got pushed out. Okay. And at that moment they were brought back to life before that spirit could knock that other one out, say, hey, out of here, it's mine.
Yep.
It's kind of freaky. And then you get to thinking about like organ transplants.
I was just about ready to say organ transplants because
heart transplant. Memories. The brain is connected directly to the heart via the vagus nerve. Yep. There is a heart to brain connection. The brain, along with the stomach, actually, are surrounded by brain cells. Believe it or not, it's scientifically proven. So yeah, it's a thing. It is a thing.
Yep. And that's like the same thing with bone marrow too, because I mean, blood transfusions. Bone marrow changes. When you get a donor, it does change, because the only reason why I know this is when you do those ancestry, DNA, MyHeritage, all those people tests, they ask that question if you've had a bone marrow transplant because it will change your DNA.
They can.
You will.
They
You
can.
know, and then it's and we, I mean, I know I've seen them. I mean, there's people that will, that they'll get, the let's say someone's retinal, or eyes, and it's like, do they see? You know what I mean? It's just like, is there that period of moment of, oh, wait a minute, like, because you literally are seeing through somebody else's eyes.
Yeah.
So, is there somebody? Are they seeing what other people, their memories, their thoughts, all that stuff? Because I mean, people have said like weird things have happened. Like they'll be walking down the street and their heart gets all excited because they're sitting there. They had heart transplant. And it's like, and they see this woman, and it's like, oh my, and it's like my wife.
Yeah.
That's always been a question too of mine.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that there's been studies done on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that I always tell myself, you should go research. Because that's something I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Or our cells rearrange. I know that there's been cases where people have new fears.
Yeah.
They don't know where these fears come from.
New phobias.
New taste in food.
Yep.
It's really cool. And that's why, you're still keeping the other person alive in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
After my accident, before I never liked broccoli or carrots. Now I like broccoli and carrots. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Thanks for popping on, buddy.
It's a lot of things. A lot of weird things happen.
Yeah.
When you start walking down that path and that road.
And something I've thought about on this same subject is I'm an organ donor. If I get in another car accident or fall off a cliff or what have you, they give my heart to somebody. That person, I'm just going to say it. That person is. So if after I pass, if anybody gets a hold of you saying, I need help, pineapple. I don't know why I say pineapple, but pineapple.
Oh, pineapple.
See, and I don't know. Over the years, I've kind of changed my opinion on being an organ donor.
Okay.
There's a lot of reasons why.
There's been some strange videos and strange things that have happened. So I get that. That makes you wonder.
Well, also, that is a part of you.
Yes.
You give that to another person.
Yes.
Does that remove a part of your soul so that your entire soul does not
ascend?
So do you have to wait for that person to pass so you can get that part back? Or can you get that part back? That's a good question. Scott, I told my wife I was an organ donor and if she wanted it, and she said no, she had a headache.
You should have asked her the ibuprofen before. Have the ibuprofen before.
Yeah.
You ask if they're tired. You get all the bases covered,
Yeah.
And then you propose the idea.
Here. Why you hand me that? I don't have a headache. Ha! Gotcha.
Exactly. I mean, Keith, technically, with what you're questioning, Keith, because we want to bring the religious aspect of it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a shell, a meat suit.
Meat suit.
We're made whole again, because what we had here, what our body went through here, if cancer, sickness, diabetes, whatever, however, you're made whole. So therefore,
because when you
at that moment of passing, your soul, your entire soul leaves your body. Therefore, that is just a piece of
Shell.
meat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got.
That's that. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of is that that's the whole, and that's just not meaning Catholicism. I mean, that's across
the board.
all religions. That's what they say. That you're made whole.
So I mean, and to think about that, that's kind of weird because you know what, whole might mean a whole new different everything. So they say what if you die and you had no legs here on Earth, you're going to have the ability to walk again. But in what capacity? Like, is it just a completely different form? Do we transfer into?
Mm-hmm.
What if you're born with no legs? Your meat suit never had legs, but probably one of your past lives did have legs. So does this life, when it passes through and on, do you get the old legs back? Do you get new legs? Lieutenant Dan, you got new legs.
Exactly. I mean, I tend to think yes. I mean, yeah. I tend to think, yeah. I mean,
Makes sense.
If like, I'll bring it back because I'm not a practicing Catholic, but I believe a lot of stuff, but things, but I believe a lot of religions. I tend to think whole means whole. What was intended, what spirit, God, Buddha, Abraham, whoever, was to intend for you to be, made in his image. So therefore, legs, arms, everything. So I tend to think that's your whole is your whole.
Makes sense.
So it's so somebody that born without legs, because it does happen. That's not. Some people will say that's God's will because that's how He knitted you in your mother's womb to be, But then you also have to take that science into it, and things happen in utero. Things, DNA. That's So I tend to think you're made whole. So like if you were in a wheelchair your whole life, you pass. Then again, is that another past life? Now I want to say punishment, but lesson. But some people will say, punishment because maybe they did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, hey, I'm going to take your legs from you in this next life, so that they learn from a past life. And you just.
And they could have asked for that in their soul contract. Hey, I want to know what it's like to live a life without legs.
Scott, yes.
Yes,
absolutely.
it has happened. People just say like they just have these weird things. Like they never read books before, and then they're reading books. Reading books. Let's just say like they like architecture from the 1800s, and they're going and it's just like this thing that they need or want. Like I have to quench this because I don't understand it, but it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
I know somebody who was an organ receiver, and they didn't like tea beforehand, and then fell in love with tea afterwards. Like, and it was like white tea leaf. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a specific like brand.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I do. That's why I often wonder these things. Like, I don't think I would want anybody to receive my organs. I mean, they would receive the strangest taste in things. And if knowledge were to be passed on or taken away, I mean, if I change their DNA, it might be the fact that they can't number anymore, and they might be a mathematician. And I'm not willing to fuck somebody's life up that way.
Mm-hmm. Or we'll get really, really, really crazy. Doctor Strange. What did he get? He was a surgeon, right?
Yep.
His hands were his everything.
Yes.
And in that car accident, what happened? His hands got taken away. But then what did he receive?
A lot.
A lot. So, I mean, it could go the other way too.
There's kind of got to be a balance. In order for something to come in, something needs to make room, exit and make room. Your gifts, you need to do your shadow work in order to make room for your gifts to come in. New people, if you want new people in your life, you need to make room by shedding the old people who no longer serve a higher purpose in your life.
Yep.
I'll say it that way. We got a ticker, buddy. You can say whatever you want.
Yep, you can say whatever you want. There's a ticker.
We got a ticker.
Sorry, we had a emergency, so I missed. Abby found an egg that blew out of a nest.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mr. Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy.
How are you, sir?
Thanks for popping on, buddy.
Jeremy.
Now, here's a question.
Do what?
Here's a question. So, us, we have gifts.
Yes.
We actively use those gifts.
Yes.
If we become the recipient, do our gifts leave?
It's a good question.
That is a damn good question. I had ACL surgery a few years back. And, you have your choices on what you want to receive. A cadaver, a synthetic, or use one of your hamstrings.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose to use one of my hamstrings. I got that weird nerve disorder. I don't know if my body's going to reject no matter what you do. That and my blood type. And it was just one of those, I don't want to risk it from coming from a cadaver. I just don't.
You have to do rejection drugs too on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life.
So I'm like, no. And then synthetic, I'm not comfortable with putting something in my body that's not.
Yeah, I had hernia surgery, and I can feel the mesh. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. I've got this weird way of thinking with things. So I used my own, but a lot of it, I wondered, would my gifts go away? Like, would something happen? Would they enhance?
Mm-hmm.
And Lord knows they don't need to be enhanced. So,
no.
But yeah, no, that's a very valid question. Very valid.
Because it's
one that we don't have the answers to.
Like in the case of, and I'll throw it out there because I don't think he would mind. And people, if they don't know, Steve from the Mechanics, okay, he has really bad eyesight. He's practically almost blind.
Yep.
So let's just say the miracle of modern medicine, he could get new eyes and everything. Now, in the sense of, think about it, our gifts are our gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say we don't lose them. Could we retrain something that we get? Can we? So if he gets his eyes back,
that's
right? Gets his eyes back. Is there something in him? Another? Because remember, everybody has multiple gifts. You don't use them all at once, but you have multiple gifts. So would another gift get stronger, like we said, while his main gift
is being rerouted,
being like regrown, rerouted, and
the way he sees.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't see like you and me. He sees He sees energy, is what he sees. Think of like how Neo finally started to see things in the Matrix. You know, he would see a stairway, but it would be in the code, in the shape of a stairway, but it's code.
Yep.
It's kind of the way he sees.
I get that.
I had a very in-depth conversation with him about that.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. You know, he puts out kind of like sonar pulses of energy.
Yep.
And, you know, he's taught me how to do that. That's how you can find entities hiding that you can't see, you can't hear, you can't feel, but you know they're there. Put a pulse out. Ah, okay, I see you. It's cool.
I kind of get that. That's, you know, when I say I get a feeling about something, it's not necessarily a feeling. It's I see the ball of energy, and I
Yeah.
describe it as like yarn,
Huh?
right? Or twine, and it's all different colors. So I can look at you and I can say, oh, well, that color represents this, and I can see that connection with that person and how the relationships changed. It'll be one color and then it changes and then it changes and then it goes back to the original and it changes and it changes. And I can see the stress fractures in that. It's weird. It's strange to be able to see energy. And I often,
Well, what you're seeing is everybody's threads.
yes,
It's kind of like knot magic. You know, you got a knot, or you got a piece of string, yarn, whatever, and you tie a knot, and you think of the intention that you are putting in that knot.
Mhm.
Kind of like a color. Okay. This point is this. The next knot is this. The next knot is this. You know, 9 knots is a common one. But you need to be able to consciously keep that intention straight as you're tying that knot. And if you ever need to undo that intention, you untie the knot.
see, and energy is so weird. I say, you know, I see color, but I see the frequency too, right?
Mhm.
And that's probably what Steve sees is that frequency.
Probably, yes.
The vibration levels change with each color, with passing of time, with this and with that. So I mean, it's very
Well, and that's like with auras. You know, people can see somebody's aura. Okay, mine is usually a really bright blue. If I'm on top of myself, not like that. If I'm on top of things in life, I can get it to purple. That's my goal. I love purple. That is my goal. I want to be purple. But you know, I can change it. I went to
one of those scanners.
Paracon, and I sat down on one of those scanners, you know,
Yep.
and it showed green. I'm like, no, that's not right. So I concentrated. I adjusted my energy. You know, the lady that runs it is watching the screen. It's a video screen, and she's like, "How are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
You want me to make it back? Go back down? Yeah, okay. Just thoughts in my head about a low energy level. Then I bring it back up. She's just like, show off.
Yeah, you know what? In a lot of sense, that's how we also hide.
Yeah, and somebody can look at you and read your aura, what color it is. You can go outside, have a cigarette, come back 5 minutes later, and it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it depends on the person that I'm interacting with. It depends on my level of comfortability.
Yes.
So that's like when I go to get a tarot reading. I'm sure that you guys understand what I mean. It's depending on how much I want to let them see.
Yes.
Because I'm in complete control of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So am I going to show them inside of my bubble or outside of my bubble, right?
Yep.
And that's why when I say I met somebody who read my cards and it was absolutely amazing, you know, and I let them see me because I trusted them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I got a real true tarot card reading, right?
Yep.
Most of the time, though, I won't let other mediums and psychics and whatnot, whatever they call themselves, actually see me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very protective of me. So could you say I wear a mask? Yeah, I do. I cloak.
Protective shield.
Mm-hmm.
It's a protective shield. Yeah. And that's something that I was taught a long time ago, and that's something I still practice today.
Yeah.
Um,
With your aura, you don't just have one aura color. You have
no.
3.
Yep.
I'd have to find my notes. It's been so long since I took the class. But yeah, you have 3 different aura colors, different levels, different things. The spirit mechanics do a class on it. It's one of the 101s, I think.
Which they're coming up soon.
Yes. So
Again.
if you haven't taken the spirit mechanics classes, I highly recommend them.
Yes. Especially the ones.
And I'm probably going to retake them again to refresh. That's how I retain information, is repetitive input. It has to repeat and repeat and repeat. Pete and repeat went to the lake. Pete fell in. Who was left?
R.E. Pete.
Very good.
You're messing with a professional mom here.
Scott, it's a thing.
It's the thing. Actually, that's Kelly's gift.
Yeah, I don't like dealing with people. I don't. But yet I'm out here doing the show, helping clients. In that aspect, I can deal with people, but just the general public, no. That's a no. That's a hard no.
I don't like going out in public and seeing people. People just need to go people somewhere else.
People suck.
Yeah, I don't. I try to go to like places, and if I'm not completely closed off, I will make a connection with like one person. Whether it be the person checking me out, the person standing in front of me and check out, I try to at least, make a connection with one person. And
when you're standing in line to make that connection with that one person, the person checking you out, when you're an empath, the little old lady walks up behind you and just starts telling you about all her health problems, the really gross ones that you don't want to know nothing about in her life story.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're an empath,
I don't mind. People word vomit around me, and I'm like, yeah, well, we're all human.
Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes I'm actually okay with it. But there's other times where my mind is screaming and my face probably is too. Shut up. I need to go.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite one was this. I've told this story before. This little old farmer came in. He's probably in his 80s. And he sat down and he had a spark plug in his hand. Had the number right on it. I could read it. I said, how can I help you? I knew what he wanted. He wanted that spark plug. I just didn't know how many spark plugs he needed. And he started talking for probably 15 to 20 minutes, telling me his life story about his wife and his family and everything and the equipment he had. And that's why today, for this single cylinder engine, he needs 2 spark plugs. But that little old man probably doesn't have anybody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he probably just wanted to hear that story again. And so I let him tell it. Door, that's handle. No.
I know this is going to sound weird. Sometimes I just say it was Jesus. It was just Jesus coming to tell me something that I needed to hear with one of his, parables. So, I look at it from that point. If I've got somebody walking up to me, and I know it's coming, I try to put on my good face and just roll with it, right? Just roll with the conversation. I know. But I do. I just try to roll with what am I going to learn from this person?
Yeah.
I think that's the cool thing is what am I going to learn from this person?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the individual populace.
Did you get stuck?
But I don't enjoy the populace together as a whole.
See, and then this is where people get jealous of Kelly and I's situation. We could be out somewhere, and I just love his one of his main gifts that he has. Literally, so we'll be in a typical Walmart where everybody and their mother's crazy. All right.
Yes.
And it's we'll walk down an aisle. People just, I mean, granted, yes, it's me, and it's me saying, "Leave me alone. Don't let me get my jar of queso, or let me get my chicken and biscuits and my cheese, and go out of here." When Kelly's with me, it's literally it's a blank wall. He blocks everything. I call him my Harry Potter cape of invisibility.
Shield magic.
Yep.
You put a shield around it, energetic shielding, and the spirit mechanics do a class on that as well.
That's in 101.
Yeah.
You know, I laugh. You guys say that because like Jesse looks like the meanest person in the whole entire world, and then here's me, walking right next to him, and
like, oh,
I don't know. My favorite.
And they go, "I'm not going to go fuck with his old lady because he looks like he can go bury me in some sand dune in the desert."
It's the old women come up right up next to Jesse. He's like the most approachable person for them. Oh, and and I'm like, and then next thing I know, turn around and there's like a 90-year-old man, and he's like, "So back in my day," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah." So but I love the little boys in grocery stores. They see Jesse and they automatically
pump up.
If they pump up,
and then they look at me and I'll smile and they'll go every single time. It's great.
In Walmart, I love to use the mirror shield. You make you pull in energy, you make a shield, and you put a mirror on the outside of it. That way, when you're walking through that store, people don't see you, they see themselves.
Yep.
And they will give you dirty ass looks, but they're not giving you that dirty ass look. But they don't realize they're looking at themselves and giving themselves that dirty ass look.
Yeah.
No, see, I strictly go to Walmart with Jesse just to flirt with the old man in front of his face.
My daughter-in-law, she worked in the vision center, and I had to pick her up from work one day because her car broke down. So I walk in, and she's walking up from the back. She clocked out. She's walking up, and I walk over to a shelf, and I'm like, "Wow, that's a low price!" And she turned around and headed back to the back. When I was married, or if I went with my daughter, I'd pick up a thing of tampons and just start tossing it up, catching. "You need these?" And they just walk off.
No, I had asshole friends. That didn't give two shit about anything. And I have social anxiety. And so I'm in oh, they threw me into a panic attack. I used to cook Thanksgiving dinner for like 80 people. Like, no joke. Like it was a thing. Everybody came over to my house for Thanksgiving. So I'm running to get the ingredients for everything that I need to make, right? So you go to Sam's Club, then you go to Woodman's. This was in Wisconsin. You make your rounds to all the stores because certain stores have certain things, right? And we're in Sam's Club. And all of a sudden, those two women ran up behind me. And they're like, "Is that our daddy right there? Hi, daddy." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I just book it, right? And this guy is standing there at an end cap at the freezer, and I just freeze and I'm shaking. You can see me visibly shaking. And he goes, "Are you okay?" I said, "Do you ever have those two asshole friends that just have to embarrass you when you're out in public?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "I apologize because I hear them coming." And he goes, "Oh God, no, those two are with you." And I went, "Yeah." He goes, Oh Lord. And all I could hear was, Mommy, Mommy, where's Daddy? They threw me in such a panic attack, acting like fucking witches, that we were in Woodman's and I sat down at the end of the card aisle, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sat down, head in, like balled up in a ball, shaking uncontrollably. And oh my God, they found me and they were making a scene. And I'm like, we're leaving right now. And as we are in line, I make eyes with somebody I know. Okay. And I know this person on a professional level.
Mhm.
Those two girls turned around, and I'm not saying that he was bad looking either. He wasn't. All right, at all. The girls at work, which is all over him, right? So they turn around and they look at him, and they look at me, and they notice that we had just barely side glanced at each other and gave each other a nod, and they're like, "Oh my God, is that our daddy?" Before they could get it out, my ass was out the front door, keys and purse in hand, left them there with the grocery carts. Thank God they could pay for it between the two of them. And I met them out in the truck. I got my revenge, though. It was a snowstorm, and both of them hated not being able to drive in a snowstorm because they have control issues.
Yeah.
I got to drive home because it was my Suburban. So I got my payback. But oh man, no. So I'm easily embarrassed in public if I'm not in a certain mindset. But if I'm in that certain mindset, I'll be the one embarrassing you.
I'll remember that.
Get your goat. I'll milk it. I'll milk your goat like you wouldn't believe.
You didn't specify male or female goat. Is that where you're at, Renee? Is that
Milk only comes from female goats. So let's go back to biology 101.
Yeah, but there's some asshole farmer who tells the new hire, hey, go milk the bull. Just saying.
Why does he only have one udder?
Boss, I can't find the lips. Where's the teats on this thing?
It's right there.
You guys are awful. You guys are awful. I'm not.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, we have a ticker.
We got a ticker.
Yeah, we're an 18 over show. So, and if you're somebody that lets their kids watch this or listening while you're watching this, you got to go have yourself checked out.
You know, I've had a lot of conversations today, but this is the first one with people.
Living people?
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandkids are watching the show, you know. They already know. If my kids are watching the show, they definitely know. They'll be like, oh, that's just mom.
You know, they say there's no such thing as a stupid question.
Oh, God, here we go. Get ready, everybody.
I got my teacher. I looked at her straight face. She told me that, and I asked her, okay, then tell me this.
Where do sunflower seeds come from?
How come when you buy a pair of shoes, you get 2 shoes, but when you buy a parakeet, you only get 1 bird? And her eyes started twitching, and then they called the ambulance, and she don't work there no more. Thank you, Dale Jones.
That's a Keyfish joke.
You know, when I was in school, we had to try to find a paramecium. I couldn't even find one.
Well, he'll be here all week, ladies and gentlemen. He'll be here all week.
May we introduce to you Keith and Dad jokes?
Oh, just wait till Drunken Oracle.
Oh, wait for Keithus.
He's almost ready to come out.
Oh, wait for Keithus. Why doesn't it start?
Huh?
Why I said, why doesn't it start? Got gas in it.
Ain't got no gas in it. I guess I'll have some of them French fried taters. Mm-hmm. What you gonna do with that hammer? Well, I can't say it on this show because they'll shut it on.
Oh.
I like mustard and biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Gotta love them, folks. Gotta love them.
You know, we were talking about heart transplants. If anybody ever does get my heart, and you get a client and they ask you, why the hell do I all of a sudden like peanut butter and garlic salt?
I'll be like, hey,
it's me.
Keith. That's Keith's heart.
Have you ever been pregnant?
No, it was a complete accident when I was a kid. I was just making myself.
That's what they all say. Pregnant?
Huh?
That's what they all say.
I said a complete accident that you got pregnant.
If I had gotten pregnant, I'd be a millionaire right now.
Listen,
I was a kid. I was making myself some peanut butter toast, and I accidentally knocked over the garlic salt, and some of it landed on the toast. I didn't realize it.
Mm.
You know, I just cleaned up the garlic salt, you know, and I took a bite and like, oh my God, give me that.
I mean, I mixed ranch with macaroni and cheese.
My sisters used to put ketchup in cottage cheese.
That's a weird combo.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might have to do some work on them. I'm not sure yet.
Oh my gosh, no. I had a client once that was a level 3, and he put ketchup with everything, and I broke him of that. He just liked the color red, so I just started dyeing his milk for cereal in the morning. And I just started making his food red-based colored, I'm sure, the red dye 2020, did wonders for him. But we stopped the ketchup.
Yeah. There's just some things ketchup just doesn't go on.
Cornflakes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ice cream. Brownies.
No.
Yeah. No, I couldn't do it. Nope.
Now, peanut butter could go on brownies.
Peanut butter can go in brownies, on brownies, between brownies.
My favorite thing is peanut butter and marshmallows.
Ew. I don't like marshmallows, so.
I think
our fluff. Our the marshmallow.
Avelina and I, that is our thing, is when we are depressed, we get out the toast and we make toast and we do marshmallow fluff and peanut butter with probably, chocolate chips, caramel, sprinkles, whatever she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our thing. But I used to take the big marshmallows, the camp-sized ones, and coat them in peanut butter.
Hey, Denise. Thanks.
I often wonder if I must have inherited it somewhere. I don't know. I have a love for peanut butter. But I didn't know this. After I had all of my kids, I had intense cravings for peanut butter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, do you know that peanut butter is actually a dopamine? It builds your dopamine.
Really?
Yeah. So if you're depressed or you're upset and you go make yourself a peanut butter jelly sandwich, you actually feel satisfied and you feel fulfilled and you feel happier.
I'll be right back.
I'm serious. Like I would, after I gave birth, I would just go grab this. I'd eat a whole container of peanut butter in a day.
I used to eat it by the spoonful. But have you ever tried, a grilled cheese sandwich? But have you ever tried a grilled peanut
Butter and jelly
sandwich?
At
That
camp,
was-
we did that over the fire in our
Pudgy
pie.
pies. They have pudgy pie makers. You take 2 pieces of bread and you put, and then I love pudgy pies. But grilled peanut butter and jellies were the thing that I used to feed the football team and wrestlers.
Ooh, with some powdered sugar on top.
Oh yes. I like how we go from reincarnation to
Food.
peanut butter. I'm hungry. I haven't, being sick the past couple of weeks, I have not had an appetite. And tonight
That's good. That means you need to feed the
the
cold. Starve a fever, feed a cold.
feed a cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of why I was bitching about the weather in the beginning, because I know that's what's causing all the signage.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lot of that going around. A lot of sinus infections and stuff are happening now. So
There's 2 of us in the house with it.
precursor of stuff that they're doing, because the tick population is out of control.
Don't even get me started on the ticks just right now, because
I live in an area where there are no ticks.
Be lucky.
Oh, I don't miss it.
I pulled them off students.
they are weaponized. They are weaponized. Bill Gates, Jekyll Island, just saying. And all of a sudden, Bill Gates is talking about how they could put things in ticks. They can put in ticks in order to get the unvaccinated vaccinated. And what do we have this year? An explosion of what?
Well, they also came out with the vaccine. They came out with a vaccine, so
I have had rabbit fever. It is not fun. It is not fun. Lyme disease is not fun.
so
No, I know somebody who I know quite a few people living in Wisconsin that have Lyme's. And I tell you what, I watched them go from on top of the world, being some of the strongest men I knew, to being reduced down to nothing. And the only doctor that would treat him, everybody said, was a quack. And you know what? He treated him, and it was rough, but they came out with no Lyme's.
Yeah, I did my homework on my symptoms, and I went to the doctor and said, hey, I have rabbit fever. There's a name for it. Can't remember what it is. But I told him, this is what I have. This is what you need to give me to treat it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that. Yes, I do. No, you've got Lyme disease. No, I don't. I've got this. Well, we need to give you tests. They just want money. I'm like, you know what? Let me prove you right. Do your tests. So she gave me a test for Lyme disease. Negative. Gave me a test for this. Gave me a test for that. Blah, 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 blah. I said, are you ready to test me for the rabbit fever yet? Did the test. Here's your prescription, Mr. Otterspur.
Tularemia.
Yes, Tularemia. Tularemia.
There we go. What he said. I don't know what it is.
If you hunt and you ever get a rabbit and you're cleaning it and that liver is purple with white spots, do not eat it.
Let something
rabbit, not just the liver.
Let's let something else eat it.
Yeah, no, no. I knew that one. Yeah, no. All right, but speaking of which, it is an hour and 30 in.
Yep.
You guys can continue if you would like, but I've got to go feed these Children.
Good choice of words. I got some stuff I got to get taken care of too. So.
Yep.
I gotta go feed my fuck trophies.
What did you just say?
You're gonna really make me repeat it?
Yeah, I'm gonna hear it again.
I said I gotta go feed my fuck trophies.
Thank you. That's what I thought you said. We got a ticker.
Yeah,
we got a ticker.
Yeah, ticker.
I have never heard that. I love that.
Yeah. Yep. I got 5.
I love that.
I got 5 during my breeding season. Well, 1 out of season, but the rest are in my breeding season.
Next time my 2 kids are together with me, I'm gonna use that.
My number 1 sperms. Yeah.
Your best egg.
Yeah, my best egg. We met Weena. She's definitely the best egg.
Deviled.
You know, the universe is probably looking down on me and saying, "That's the one that got to the egg first."
Yeah, as I'm looking at mine through the window.
We're hungry, Mom.
Yep.
Mom. What? Hi.
Mama.
Mom, okay, now. Can you turn on the coffee machine? Because
Turn on the coffee machine.
not on. You know how you said baby chicks, like when they are not hatched yet from the egg,
Not a coffee machine, an incubator.
it's an incubator. So
Bless her little soul.
they had to put on.
Bless her heart. But anyway,
She knows what an incubator is.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's
That's
good
what
thing.
what's an incubator? Yes, I told Nate to put it on the coffee machine because baby, that egg's probably not going to make it, and I don't have an incubator. Okay.
What if it does make it?
That'll make you a proud mama of whatever bird's going to pop out of there.
There you go.
Exactly.
Okay.
Maybe the baby chicks too weak and can't have out of the egg yet.
Probably, baby.
Then we have to go.
We'll hold a flashlight to it and see if there's a fetus in there.
And if there is, we have to get it out really fast because
No, we don't have to get it out really.
Anyway, I'm gonna do it. While that's going on, I'm gonna do like 2 shameless plugs.
Yes.
Number 1, Ghost. Oh my God, what? GGH live tomorrow night is going to be on 7 p.m. Eastern
Cool.
Standard Time. Blah blah blah, different times.
Global Ghost Hunt.
So Global Ghost Hunt. So go check them out and tell them that we sent you.
Yes.
And then number 2, at the RNN, it is Becoming Universally Aligned. We'll be on at 9:00.
Yes.
Great show.
Cindy
Go
Wagon.
watch that. Same thing. Tell them we sent you.
Yep.
Also, the link is in the comments if you would like to go help out a wonderful family
Yes.
who is all about giving themselves. Please do. Please do.
I'm gonna. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, happy birthday to my grandson before I leave, just in case he's watching now and wasn't watching earlier. So
Wait, we got a tick.
Yeah, take her.
they know grandma.
Okay.
They know grandma.
Happy almost whole hand birthday.
Yes.
Yes. Super proud of him.
All
He's
right.
so-
On that note, thank you everybody for putting up with us tonight. And I'm gonna work on getting some guests on here. I don't know how well that's gonna work because me working on stuff sometimes it gets put on the back burner, but I'm gonna work on it. So next week is me and Joni with the astrology report and how to handle everything. And then the next Monday after that, we will be back on, and we will either have a subject or we won't.
And sometimes when we don't have a subject, it's our best stuff. So
Not wrong. Not wrong. So on that note, I'm going to hit the button, and y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you later.
bye. Give yourself some
Bye.
break. Bye.